Okay, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the channel. Welcome to Some Random Guy Speaks. I am back again talking about ICE and how ICE is winning the war against this manufactured insurgency that we call protesters as well as antifa organization, which Trump has labeled a terrorist organization. So we're going to go and talk about it, ladies and gentlemen. I did a live earlier, but I said I got time right now. We're going to go ahead and talk about it, get it out of the way. Got you, little bugger. You got him. Yeah, so we're going to go ahead and talk about it. So other than that, yeah, it is what it is and things. So I got someone with me and things, but she went to use the restroom. She's a friend of mine. She did not want to be on the camera and stuff. So I said, well, just to make it safer, I just take the camera off of me in general and stuff like that. But I said, while I'm over here at the mall, while she's taking care of her thing, I'm just going to go ahead and do this video, this live stream real quick. Shout out to Omega. I got to give a shout out to, what's his name? Mr. Black 350, I think it is. Yeah, he has a channel designated to guns, the gun laws and everything. I was just on his live, Omega. I was just on his live and things. So, yeah, I like what he's saying. He supports Trump. Yeah, I'm here. Oh, yeah, I know you are, man. Yeah, I appreciate you, man. Yeah, I was just on that brother's live too, man. And thinking, I told him I was going to shout him out as well and stuff because it's cool to be able to have a nice network of brothers, black men that all think alike and things. So, yeah, I like what he's talking about. He's also a gun connoisseur, know the gun laws and things like that, you know. So, yeah, because we already know what's coming though, and things. You're ex-military, you know what's coming as well, so you know what's coming. But the good thing is for us not to be worried about it and things because we know that Trump got a bead on it. He, besides the ICE agents, he has the National Guards. I think some DE. I mean, what's it? The ATF. I think it was. I think it was one of those groups that was there as well in Chicago. Yeah, Chicago right now is still a hotbed, but there's been a lot of arrests coming from ICE from these angry. I don't call them angry protesters. There's angry rioters, is what they are, and things. They're not. This ain't about a peaceful protest. This is an angry mob and things, manufactured, of course, because I'm seeing some of the same people on the front lines. You mean to tell me that these people don't have a job? How can you be a protester and out here? That's one thing. When I was younger, I never could understand. I said, do these people have money? No, what it is that they're being paid. This is manufactured, ladies and gentlemen. You know what I'm saying? It really is. It's manufactured coming from the left, of course, but these are those non-elected individuals like George Soros that's paying them personally. You know what I'm saying? Omega says, "Crybaby tempered, temper tantrums is what it is." Yeah, I agree with you though, Omega. And that's what they are because you know they're losing. They don't have the majority of the people on their side. They have to make stuff up. I was on one guy's. I was just looking for what he said. He was out there streaming it, of course, and then he worded it as if the ICE police were assaulting them. You know, uh, they'll aggravate or agitate the ICE officer, and then when the ICE officer goes to retaliate, they'll throw the peace sign up to say, "Hey, I'm peaceful." It's like throwing a rock and hiding your hands. And these are the type of tactics that they've been doing. It's not working because the majority of the people have chosen the president, which is Trump. They have chosen who their president is going to be. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Omega says parents should have given them the red foreman treatment. Your ass is a vacancy, and my food is looking for a room. Red Freeman. Oh yeah, that's a beautiful thing, though, man. Yeah, I didn't know. Yeah, but I appreciate it. Makes a lot of sense. Yeah, but this is what it is, though, man. So ICE, the police, they are within their guidelines of getting these illegals, aliens, out of America. Yeah, and then what they're trying to do, they're trying to obstruct. You can tell that this paid. It's all manufactured. It's cap, man. It's not even real. And but I love what Antifa, these riotous groups are. They're not peaceful protesters, but they're on the world stage right now because everybody is seeing their hypocrisy for what it really is. Even their Democratic shields that come on these lives and stuff like that, trying to or go to those I guess you could say those rallies or protests, and they're not. They're just angry mob, and they try to cape for them, try to say, "Oh yeah, we innocent." Throw the rock, hide my hands. Throw the rock, hide my hand. But they are manufactured. You can tell. See some of the same old people, and then they calling for reinforcements from Antifa. And this is, I love the fact now that they are considered to be a terrorist organization. So no matter where they are, you know what I'm saying, they got a target on their back, because it's not enough of them compared to what Trump have already encountered their insurgency. Trump is the counter insurgency, whether people want to know it or not. Because the majority of the people is on Trump's side, not Antifa, not these rioters, no matter how they try to dress it up. But remember, there's also MAGA out there recording as well. And I've seen it. I've showed it on my other lives how they got confrontational. I'm talking about these rioter mob thugs. They get up in the face of these ICE agents to force them to put hands on them and then say, oh look, I'm a victim, I'm a victim, I'm a fairy, I'm a fairy. You know what I'm saying? That's basically what it is. I had a little play on words there. It's ridiculous, man. You know what I'm saying? Hello, I'm new. What's going on in here? Well, we're talking about ICE agents, and we're talking about the phony manufactured fake coming from the left, these riot groups, because I don't call them protesters, because the protesters that I see, they're peaceful. A lot of times they have music, kumbaya, they have their signs up, but this is an angry mob. This is not a protest. I know what protests are. I've been in protests before. This is not a protest. I covered protests as a photographer. This is not. This is angry. This is a riot, and it was a riot broke out and things like that. You know what I'm saying? So these are angry mobsters. Portland, Oregon, Chicago, you name the space and place, and we'll show the receipts. You know what I'm saying? So that's basically what's going on there. But yeah, man, they do not have the leverage anymore. Things they still trying to think about 2020. We're in a whole different space right now. Do you realize that Trump had a majority of Americans plus around the world? He got even people in Japan, Korea, and so forth that supports Trump. African nations support Trump because Trump is for peace. He said it many times. He don't want war. Who wants the war? It's the left. They want to go to war. They want war. They want Ukraine. They want to keep taking our tax dollars, fund Ukraine to go fight a silly war that they know they can't win. It was supposed to be a forever war. This is what they champion. The left is a group of terrorist organization party coming from the demo KKK rats. And, I got to say, Omega coined that one. So I'm just using the term of what Omega said. So demo KKK rats, though. There's nothing good about them at all. A lot of them are manufactured groups coming from deep pocket non-electors like George Soros and people like that. He's about to be indicted. I can see that. They're already doing an investigation on him. Doge is doing an investigation, finding out where all this deep, dark money is coming from, where it's being funneled to, who's being paid, who's being manufactured to come out here like Antifa and this manufactured protest thugs. They're not protesters. This is a mob, an angry mob that's being paid. Because how the hell can you be out there every day and don't have a job? You already been busted out because everybody else is at work. If I was a protester, how the hell can I afford to go out there and stand out there every day? You got to be in great financial shape unless somebody paying you, and they are being paid. This all cap, man. That's why we don't take this shit serious. All that shit they trying to sell, they ain't selling shit. They not. You can't get up in here, man, talking about manufacturing this stuff, talking about Trump the fascists and all that. They are the ones that's showing fascism. They are the ones. Those right there, those people, those the ones that's on the far left, those are the dangerous people, right? This is the people and the hypocrites, because they never gave a damn about the black community. They never gave a damn about disparity between black and brown and marginalized people. You know what I'm saying? They never gave a damn about that. They can talk this hypocritical shit all the way over there in Gaza, but don't give a damn about what's happening here on our own shores. When Biden was around, you didn't even hear it wasn't a peep from Antifa. Talking about they're the organization that stand up against uh, you know um, what is this fascism, and it's not. They're hypocrites. They're paid. They're in the back pockets of the Democratic pocket, and everybody know it. It ain't about convincing. That's why I told you guys before: get your CPLs for your guns. You're gonna need them. So therefore, you can protect yourself under the Second Amendment right. There is no such thing as a gun safe zone. Nowhere. You look at what happened in Michigan yesterday. And I was in that area, Grand Blank, but I was up there afterwards, not before. Grand Blank, Michigan. Look what ended up happening. Church of Latter-day Saints, right? Why is it that we're having all these shootings right now? Could they be manufactured? We already know it is. Why is it that we didn't have it with Joe Biden? Why are we having them now? We having all these damn shootings and took out our beloved Charlie Kirk, right? Gun-free zones. I'm telling y'all, stay away from those guns-free zones. Whatever work you got to do, see if you can do it on the internet. In some of these places though, because they're not safe. And what they're going to do, because the left they're losing the narrative. They have no funds. Remember I said before, this is a party that's going bankrupt. They can't finance this stuff. This stuff is coming out of dark money, deep pocket money that try to manufacture to keep this stuff going. We already know what it is. This is a manufactured insurgency. It's still an insurgency because that's what they're doing to try to stop what Trump, as an executive branch level, you're trying to stop a president of the United States and go against the will of the people. And that's exactly what they did. They went against the will of the people. We were the ones that voted for Trump. 77 to 78 million people in this country voted for Trump. And they don't respect the electoral process. They don't respect the Constitution. They always lead in angry protest violence, which is a mob, and a mob of thugs. This is what they are. I don't have to lie on anybody. That's what it is. They lost the narrative, ladies and gentlemen. That's why they won't come in here, not for real. They don't want the smoke. They've been told not to. They show that they are the victims. They always showing that they're the victims when they've been an aggressor the whole time. I wouldn't dare get up in the face of a ICE agent, let alone the police. I wouldn't do that. I'm not doing nothing wrong. We have processes for that. You're allowed to protest, but what happens when a protest turns violent? It says even in our Constitution, you have the right to protest in a peaceful manner. You ain't supposed to be out here all violent, agitated, and aggravating these ICE officers, these fine ICE officers. So you get what comes to you. You're going to get every bit and more if you put your hands on an ICE agent. This is why what they won't show on the news media, ladies and gentlemen, a lot of them have been arrested, thrown in, you know what I'm saying? And that's why we need to go ahead and get rid of the cashless bail. The cash bail, we need to go and get rid of it, the cashless bail. We need to go get rid of that. Because when you do a crime, you got to do the time. That's exactly what it is. Because these people are nothing but thugs. They come in here, want to insult and things, and this is what they do. This is one of the things that they do. But again, ladies and gentlemen, the left lost the narrative. They don't have the majority of the American people. This is how you know you're winning. This is why you think all the manufactured shooting is happening. All these shootings all of a sudden now. We didn't have these problems before. We having them now. Say what you say, but this is exactly what it is. But Trump is already encountering it. He really is. Just a matter of time. And then hopefully we bring these insane asylums back, because a lot of these insane people need a insane asylum. They need to be in there. They need mental treatment. I'm not against that. I'm for it. You know, these people, psychotropic drugs and so forth. Yeah, man, this stuff is real. No, mental illness is real. I never joke about that. I got family members that have mental illness, and you probably do as well too. I'm sure. A lot of us have family that got mental illness. If you're not treated right, it can be very dangerous. And look what's happening now. You know, they got to go out here and use people that's mentally unstable to do their dirty work because they know they can't do it. They're the cowards that they are sit up in their ivory towers on the left, barking out their rules and laws. But when I say the left, ladies and gentlemen, please don't mistake me. I'm talking about the who else I consider on the left is Rhino Republicans. Republicans in name only. They've been liberals for the longest time. Make no mistakes about it. Unfortunately, we do have a lot of rhinos that we're trying to get rid of out of the government because they're nothing more than liberals. So it's when we say uniparty, we're talking both. When I say left, I'm automatically including a lot of these rhinos, people that have sold this country out, people that have levied against America for their enemy. They adhere to their enemies, right? They do their enemies' bidding. This is what they do. This is why we have a situation now. This stuff is manufactured. You cannot get up here and tell me that this stuff is organic. This protest is organic. I mean, it's not organic, it's manufactured because deep, dark pockets is paying for it. That's why they get up here and do that. You got to have a job. You can't be out here protesting when you got work and bills unless you're getting paid. And there was a lot of them are getting paid. Same old people, crisis actors too. They get paid for their work. You got to pay these people. You don't go hardcore like this over no damn illegal alien unless you're getting paid for the most part of it. They had about 200 people, so they said out there. And so, and out of that group, there was a certain amount of them that got locked up, put in those, got cuffed and stuffed, laughing the whole time. They got the people up on the roof, snipers on the roof. I'm talking about ICE, right? They doing their job, rounding them up. And this is the thing about it. Like I said, though, man. What else? This is, look at it. You got these liberal, whacked out people out there in Washington State, man. That is a hotbed of the leftist lunacy out there. I would never live there, man. I heard, man. I got a friend of mine out there in Washington State area. Yeah, it's a beautiful state, but they got the I guess you could say the high liberal lunacy is out there in Washington State, man. That's real, man. It's so I heard he was telling me, man, they got some weird stuff out there, man. Man, there's some weirdos out there, man. Out there in Washington State, they got a lot of weirdos out there, man. Leftist freaks, for real, for real. But they're not gonna win because they don't have the people. All the stuff they try to do is try to convince the American people that they're the victims. Too late, way too late. You guys, when y'all took Charlie Kirk out, that's where you really, really lost more people. See, they fucked up, ladies and gentlemen. They really messed up. They really messed up, man, really. Omega says, we are talking about the leftist violence. Exactly. The leftist violence, ladies and gentlemen, is what we're talking about here. That's being perpetrated on ICE or innocent individuals like Charlie Kirk and others. It's so bad that you should be able to wear your MAGA cap. And I wear mine, but I'm just saying, it's so bad where you can't even wear your MAGA cap for some people without getting a hurl of insults or being violently attacked. That's not America that I know of. America stands for freedom to be able to have freedom of speech, wearing stuff, MAGA does not represent Nazism. Now, it's a difference if you're wearing it. Nazis and Ku Klux Klan are known terrorists. homegrown, well, at least with the Ku Klux Klan, homegrown here in America after 1865, after the abolishment of slavery. Guess what's invented was the Ku Klux Klan, right? That's what ended up happening. And guess who backed the Ku Klux Klan? It was the Demo KKK rats, better known as the Democrats. They were the ones. Remember, this leftist group. They were the ones that have a violent history in this country. It's mighty funny that they're behaving and acting as if they're the Klan. You know, and that's what they're doing. And then trying to have an elect president to stand down. That's an insurgency, ladies and gentlemen. Don't If you want to follow these yahoos and these idiots, you may end up winding up in jail, or you may get on the firing squad or something. Don't let these people put a battery behind your back because it's not real. All of it's fake. They're being paid to stand out there and do what they do. They're being paid, ladies and gentlemen. That's exactly what it is. Show some common sense and show some discernment from all this rhetoric, BS propaganda machine that the left is trying to perpetrate onto the people, trying to convince that they're the enemy. I mean, the victim, when they've been the enemy the whole time. Now that they're losing, I already showed you the other day where their numbers at. They fell in on immigration, right? That's one of the things right there. They're felling on the economy as well. That's another thing, right? They're felling in these areas, right? As well as healthcare. They're felling in all three of those categories. Democrats are so far underneath water. This is why they're using riots. They want the war. They want World War III, and they're pushing the riots because they have nothing else left. And when you lose the American people, they say, well, hell with it. We'll go ahead on and exacerbate the situation, overwhelm Trump because he got to fight this in the war. But yes, and yet at the same time, America is so bad we can do both simultaneously because that's how Trump and the MAGA Republican Party roll. They're able to do both simultaneously. So the itch that they ain't doing nothing. They haven't convinced anybody. Only mindless idiots, which is a very small group. The majority of them are manufactured. You can be to tell me you can stand out there 8 hours, 12 hours a day, talking about I'm out here protesting when you're getting paid for it. Knock off the BS. Omega says, and you see what Grab nuisance, right? Gavin nuisance, right? Is doing right, playing chicken. Yeah, that's exactly what he's doing. That's what he's doing. Because he can't even every time Gabby nuisance, every time this dude talks, right? He's just so annoying. It's come victim out of his mouth. He's trying to run for president, so he's trying to have a low profile in what he's saying, but he's been virtual signaling the whole time because he's really for the advocating of more violence anyway. Megan, you heard about how people on their channels are being copyright struck down when they play "They Don't Really Care About Us" by Michael Jackson. You know, and that's another thing. If you content creators, man, that's for MAGA, you got to be a little smarter than that. Don't be playing Michael Jackson song. They don't really care about us. It's one thing if I could sing it, but yeah, don't be there. Just put it on mute. Yeah, don't do that. Because that's gonna go against Google. What's it? YouTube's Google's terms of service. Yeah, you don't want to do that. You'll get a copyright strike. So, but other than that, though, ladies and gentlemen, yeah, that's the thing about it. We have these old leftist lunatics, governors, right? Mayors that do not serve the American people. They serve foreign interests. They have levied against the American people. They adhere to foreign powers. They bend the knee to foreign powers, people that are unelected, like George Soros, right? That hate America. Act Blue, that's one of those slush fund organizations that many people probably haven't heard of, but it exists. That's why they're being investigated because the dark money are going to Antifa, and that's their manufactured organization that they have manufactured and put out there. That's exactly what it is. You know, I love it for you guys, though, man. If you can get my likes up, because the likes do help in the algorithms, man. Because when you have the likes and you get the likes going, because if some of you that's listening in the room, the least you can do is give me a like or two. It really helps the algorithm. Whether you like it or hate it, either way, it helps the algorithm. Omega says, use, okay, use to use American Idiots, right? By Green Day. I remember that song, which confused people because Green Day was talking against Republicans. Yeah, you're right. I had to explain that Bush was a neocon. He sure is. Bush is a neocon. Bush, John McCain, Dick Cheney, Liz Cheney, Nikki Haley. Who else? There's a lot of them out there, but they were right on the precipices. George W. Bush Senior, Junior. Yeah, these were neocons. You're absolutely correct. I remember that song by Green Day, "American Idiot." Because yeah, they were throwing shade to the people on the right, which is understandable because the neocons, they're nothing like the Republicans of old. I mean, you know what I'm saying? They hijacked the Republican Party. That's exactly right. Um, Omega says to ban it fairly. Only the vote blue, no matter who are a cult. You are an idiot. Yep. Yep, exactly. Yep. That's the thing about it though. But right now we in a whole different space today, ladies and gentlemen. We are in a whole different space and place today. If I could get my likes up again too, because I'm still seeing zero. If you're liking my content, because I've been chatting for what, at least about almost 30 minutes, and I still ain't got a like. Damn. You rock with me and still don't have a like. One like. I only got one. Come on now. We got to support each other though, man. Because you live in America too. You may not have to agree with everything I'm saying, but what happens if America was taken over? What happens if Kamala was to get in there? You know what I'm saying? That was me. I'm busy. I know you, Omega, man. That's cool. But yeah, some of the other people though, I don't know, man. I don't. They not giving me no likes, man. But they can give a lot of likes for all this other foolishness and buffoonery on YouTube, man, which I refuse to do. Yeah, I'm not gonna do that stuff. I mean, you go on these other ones if you want to be entertained, but damn, man, I can't even get a like. Well, before I was able to get a lot of likes, so I can't even get a like. Damn, can't even get a double tap on the screen, though, man. But I know my real supporters because I already got way more likes than this. I don't know if this is probably just something else that's going on or whatever. Hey, man, you can't be afraid, man. You got to stand up for something, man. Don't let this manufactured mob scare you because they don't have no power. That's what I've been saying the whole time. They don't have any power, ladies and gentlemen. You're dealing with a paper tiger. That's what you're dealing with. You're dealing with a paper tiger. A paper tiger, ladies and gentlemen. Paper can't harm you and hurt you. That's what you're dealing with. A paper tiger. And that's what these people are, man. That's what they are. Oh, that's what they are. That's stupid. That's stupid. I'm neon and that's stupid. He's called it paper tiger. Stupid. They're stupid. You see how childish they are? Instead of challenge me on all the stuff and all the talk, what you scared? You afraid of the mod? He ain't gonna block you as long as you ain't insulting. You go in and say what you got to say, Neon, instead of saying that's stupid. Well, so what's stupid? What I said? That's stupid. See, this is the mindset of them. He's brainwashed too from the far left. Sit at home on his computer or phone, troll and scroll, probably on lunch break right now. You know, while we out here in the real world, I'm out here working. I'm just over here taking a break right now. That's stupid. Yeah, that's how they sound, man. You know what I'm saying? It really is. But nevertheless, never, you know what I'm saying? We are winning and they're losing. The majority of us, damn near 80 million people voted for Trump. That's a fact. You have to respect the process. Democracy is working in full fledged, right? We show evidence of it because this is what the majority of people voted for. We didn't want Harris. Kamala Harris wasn't selling nothing that we wanted. She was standing for socialist, communist, bullish. That's what it was. So you gotta come harder, better than that, Neon. You gotta come better than that, man. Mega says bravery is not letting everyone else know that you are afraid when you are challenging the fearful element, but exposing your fear lines you up to being manipulated by the perceived fear. Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. It makes a lot of sense what Omega just says. You know, if I was at home in my studio, Omega, I would post that and pin that up on a pin up. Guess I still could do it. I still can pin that up. What am I talking about? There it is. Pin that message up. There we go. Got that message pinned. Exactly. And another thing is that when when the government fears the people, that is liberty. But when the people fear the government, it's called tyranny. Exactly what it is. Come on, let's hear it, champ. I thought you was gonna say chump. Oh man. Gino says American citizens first. The hell with everybody else. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Could you give me some likes on that too? I appreciate it. But yeah, Gino, exactly, man. Got to put a heart on there myself. You know, if I was able to give myself a heart, I would. You know what I mean? But yeah, what all y'all said is absolutely right. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, this is basically what it is. So Neon says the people are the government until they are all billionaires like you voted for. Oh gosh, Neon, man, you are so brainwashed from the truth. You are so brainwashed, man. Have you been noticing what's going on? Now, when Biden was in office, did you vote for Biden, Neon? Just tell me the truth. You ain't gotta lie. You know you was and it's okay. I'm not gonna beat you up for being a Democrat, but let's go ahead on and get down to the truth. I got time today. What, you know? Did you vote for? Tell me. You voted for? Did you vote for Kamala Harris and Biden? Tell the truth. Tell me the truth, Neon. You can do it. Tell me the truth, because I think I know where this is going. I appreciate the other like too. Oh, geez whiz. I got 2 likes out of 16 people. Come on, guys. Neon says, no, no. Let me hear why you, no, 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 no. I've been speaking, man. You've been all on my lives, man, so many times. The thing about what we liked about Trump was his policies. He said when he was going to be president again, mass deportation than the world ever seen. He said he was going to shut down the border. Those two right there. He said he was going to make America great again. He was going to wage war on the cartel, war on domestic violence that's going on in this country. Stop the influx of fentanyl coming into this country, right? And deal with our enemies, right? He was the one that says no tax on tips, no tax on overtime, right? As well as the Social Security benefits for seniors. The big, beautiful bill, right? Tariffs, right? Trump had brought in trillions of dollars from manufacturers, right? From the tariffs alone. American businesses are coming back to America. It takes time to bring the inflation down. He's already doing deep battle with the Federal Reserve Bank. These are all policies. Look at it. Now, here it is. He asked me why I voted for Trump. And then when I tell him these facts, he sits up here and laughs and says brainwash. These are factual evidence, Neon. What are you talking about? What do you mean? You just don't like Trump. Just admit it. Just say that you also a Trump deranged syndrome. which really don't mean what is that other than you just don't like the man. Because obviously you know nothing of his policies. Because if you did, you would say, well, hey, wait a moment, he did do that. I would have more respect for you, Neon, if you just told the truth and said, you know what, I just don't like Trump. I don't like how he talked. I don't like the way he looked. And he's a billionaire and I hate him. Why not say that you're prejudiced against Trump on that? Because everything that you're saying, or when it seems to me that you're upset about Trump because of what I'm pointing out. And I'm giving you his policies. There's nothing deniable about his policies. Everything I said is factually true, and many more. You notice that you have no rebuttal at all on that. But you brainwash. You like Trump. Because again, you are what we call a person that suffers from Trump derangement syndrome. And really with that, you are really nothing to really talk about. You can't even talk about tariffs because you don't understand it. I'm not going to have a conversation with you about tariffs. You don't even understand the other policies. You really are misinformed. You the one that's brainwashed. Remember, your party will not be in let's say in the White House for the next 20 to 30 years at least. Are you kidding me? Shit, Democrats don't have the ear of the people. Trump do. Everybody know that. You had damn near a landslide against Kamala Harris. They had to cheat and vote with the numbers. Trump whooped her ass in a landslide on the election. Please believe me. You ain't got to believe me. The statistics show for itself. So, Dion, you need to get out of this room with that crap, man, because it's not working. Even you can't even your people that's running up there. Maybe it may not be your people, but you're champion for a losing team. I'm on the winning team. You on the losing team. ICE is winning. Antifa and these paid agitator mobs are losing. Plain and simple. You know what I'm saying? That's exactly what it is, man. That's why I said Omega, man. He's delusional, man. I can whoop his behind all day. I've been whooping this boy. He's a poster child of me. I've been whooping his ass ever since he came in the room trying to be slick, thinking that you can try to you ain't talked about nothing. You suffer from Trump derangement syndrome like a few of them out there do. You don't even know any of Trump's policies. Even until I brought up the tariffs, I probably didn't even know that. Who am I talking to? A 12-year-old? Who is this person? Can't be a 12-year-old because my channel is moderated for 18 and up. You sound like a young adult trying to tell people what the tariffs and what Trump ain't doing. You ain't no economist major. I'm telling you of what he's already put in place. He got Apple back here in America. We got soft sale, these IT companies, right? We got the semiconductor business from South Korea over building a plant in Phoenix, Arizona right now as we speak, right? A lot of other manufacturer automakers are coming back here to America. What the hell is this guy talking about? Right? The coffers are being filled up. Trump is well over the of the $1 trillion of money coming in to rival. Pretty soon he's going to be rivaling the Federal Reserve. You fool! This is exactly what he's doing. You don't even know how much money that he has been collecting from the tariffs. Just because you didn't see it, don't believe that it doesn't exist. I only talk about stuff that I know, not stuff that I'm guessing on or nothing. You don't know anything about no tariffs, man. You're a waste of time, man. Let me move on to the next one here. Um, yeah, Mega says, yeah, Neon, you are delusional. We lost more from the government theft. That's true. You notice that these guys never talk about that? Who's been ripping us off? Both of them. They're called the Uniparty. Those discovered that. They were the ones, right? They've been enriching themselves with these slush funds, USAID, and these other non-GMO I should say organizations, NGOs that they've been setting up. It's been going against the will of the American people since 1913, to be exact. Shoot, not what they have done. Look at this stuff. Omega says, Neon, more than 22% of your money is eaten by taxes, which is true. But they're okay with that, though. And pay taxes on things with taxed money, you are delusional. It's the truth. Gino says Omega means the end, and you are the end of a jackass. Yeah. Okay, because that's one of my things. When you start going to insults, you know what ends up happening, right? So let me go ahead and give him the pleasure. Gino, you just lost your seat in the room, and that's coming from me personally. I want you to know that I was the one that kicked you out of that one. Because when you go up here, Omega being genuine and polite to all of you, and then the way to go in there and call him a jackass, you know what I'm saying? I won't tolerate anybody being insulted in this room, including to myself. If you ain't got nothing nice to say, you could bounce yourself out, or I could go ahead and bounce you up on out of here. But you ain't gonna come in here being insulting nobody. So you just got yourself a 24-hour ticket out of this room. Let me see here. Yeah, who pays the tariffs? Other countries pays the tariffs. Any non-American company pays tariffs. That's who pays tariffs. That's who pays the tariffs. We are being collecting tariffs from many nations. Trump just announced recently today that he went 100% tariffs on what? He did 100% tariffs, ladies and gentlemen, since we're going to go ahead and talk about it, against the movie industry. Foreign movies are being subjected to pay 100% tariffs. You know, does that sound like somebody that hates America or a person that loves America, right? So that's exactly what it is. The tariffs are designed to preserve and build the American economy, just like in the day of old. That's exactly what it is. Just ask Andrew Jackson. That's how far tariffs go back, right? That's how far it goes back. So Trump is doing what his predecessors were before him. That's how that works. You know, the low down left, what they were doing is when 1913 Federal Reserves, you start noticing they taxed the rich first, and then they started taxing the poor later. They lied to get it passed, to get the people on board about paying taxes. You can't sit up here and try to protect and think about you got a quality of life. Remember the founder and fathers were against taxes. Just ask the Boston Tea Party. It was a tax on their favorite breakfast beverage that they were being taxed on by 3%, right? With the Boston Tea Party. Remember the history? No taxation without representation, right? Pull away from England being taxed, right? That ain't American to be taxed. That's not American at all. It's anti-American. And it's funny that they don't even talk about this stuff, man. They don't even talk about this stuff at all. Yeah, yep. 100% tariffs on movies outside of the United States. But shows how much you know. That's why Trump knows what he's doing. He's better than you. You ain't no economist. You probably don't even live in America. Why should you care anyway? You know what I'm saying? Are you an American citizen? Nervish? Because right now, don't you have enough problems in India that you got to worry about? One of them is civic responsibility. Don't you have? You shouldn't you be trying to get that going with your younger generation? Don't you got some issues in India that you should be worried about? Because that's not a country that I would want to visit. Not where they got an out of control civic responsibility. Where you could just throw trash out the window and boo boo everywhere. That ain't gonna work. Boo booing in the lakes and the waters and stuff like that. That ain't gonna work. Look at Canada. Canada is suffering from people over there from India going into Canada. And look what they're doing, right? Yeah. No, you're going to answer my question because you ain't really been talking about nothing. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? We ain't paying shit like that. Because you know what that's going to tell American. You realize that a lot of American movie makers are in these other countries. All they're going to do is pack up like they did from China and Apple, and they're going to come back here to America. That's what they're going to do. Because there ain't really no great movies out right now anyway. You know what I'm saying? I ain't been in the movies probably about at least 3 months, 2 months. So that's my answer to you. We're going to be doing just fine. But that's going to get a lot of movie makers to come back to America. That's why the tariff tax was placed there in the first place to encourage American businesses or people that want to be Americans. That's why you got the gold card, fool. The gold card, right? If you could have paid the fee for the gold card to be an American citizen and to build and manufacture in America, shit, that's a great thing, right? Yeah, he doesn't know how tariffs work, America. That's why I ain't going in really deep. He doesn't understand. They didn't know what a tariff was until Trump started mentioning it. A waste of time with this dude. You know, he's saying it's simple math, but again, you're not an economist, Nervish. You're not an economist. Trump and them know what they're doing. Trump know what they're doing. What you mean, well explained? Omega, you had the liberty to deal with Nervish, man. I don't have the patience for him. Mega does. I don't. I don't have the patience for it. It's a thing called AI. All you gotta do is get on there and look it up. And like Omega said, he already explained to you. He already explained to you. No, I never said I was an economist. You come in my room trying to tell me about tariffs as if you are an economist. You're not an economist. Yes, and I thank you. I appreciate it because he was getting on my nerves too. He should be dealing with India right now. India got a problem with the sanitation. Deal with that in your country. You know what I'm saying? You got some problems in India. You should be concerned with that. Get that together before you start criticizing America. Yeah, I tried to give this guy a chance. Tried to, but he tried to get you in an aha moment. I got you. Trying to get you in a gotcha moment, like most of them try to do. The gotcha stuff ain't gonna work here. You gotta come better than that. You deal with the policies that I've already mentioned. That's who you gotta deal with. You gotta deal with that stuff. Yeah. Omega says, Navish, worried about your own nation. Don't worry about us. Yeah, exactly. I get tired of these foreigners coming in here trying to criticize America. And another thing is, Trump got them tariffs on India's ass right now too. Moody ain't running jack shit. We are. We the hottest country in America right now as Americans. Right now. That's a fact. So yeah, that guy, man. Yeah, that guy just another annoying agitator, man. Just trying to aggravate somebody and don't even know how tariffs work, man, at all. Don't know the history of it. Don't know what's going on, and then trying to lecture as if he's an economist. I'm gonna be over here listening to you. Trump got the best minds around him that deals with that type of stuff. You ain't nobody. You just over here talking out of your feelings and emotions like the rest of them. You know. Yeah, that's why I said, Omega, I got a room full of haters, not a room full of supporters, though. You know. But right now we got a couple of likes, which is pretty cool. That's all right. You know, I'd rather have a less room of loyal people than a full of haters anyway. Because if you ain't standing with America, that means you a hater too. You know what I'm saying? That's exactly what it is. We support real American people here. Our only concern is America. I don't give a damn about no other country right now. This is all about America here. If you don't like that, then bounce. Omega says, you know, if their nations are so great, why are they begging us for financially support or financial support? Yeah, to for us to financially support them, right? It is like me begging you to live in your house and complain about how the roll. Okay, right, a toilet paper, right? Complain how to roll your toilet paper, right? That's exactly what it is, man. It makes no sense whatsoever. They can get over here. That's what Ilhan Umar does. She have an opportunity of being a congresswoman. In Somalia, she had to worry about her life. She had to worry about being raped, and she had to worry about being unalive. Over there in Somalia, she had to worry about that stuff over there, which they brought her over here and they made her a U.S. citizen. I mean, a refugee status. She came over here first as a refugee status, and they criticize America now when it should be the other way around. And Nervish is no better because I don't even think he's even American, to be honest. I get some of these Indians on here that, you know, they get on here because they don't like the fact that Trump gave them tariffs, right? He put tariffs and stuff. Yeah, there we go. The rest of y'all get the hell on out of here because you ain't rocking. I already know who the supporters are. There we go. Mega says she needs to be gone and make Somalia great again. She do need to be gone. Yep, she do need to be gone. Yep, she do need to be gone. Yep, she do need to be gone. Ilhan Umar needs to be gone, man, because America for a long time now. Ever since she was 17 years old. And then whoever, well, we know the Somalian people made her a congresswoman because she was a woman, she was good looking, and she held the Somalis up. She hated white folks and other people because the only people she big up is her own people over there in Minnesota, which I'm totally against. Somalia never gave a damn about American people. They were the problem over there in Somalia too. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I don't like it when I get foreigners coming over here thinking that they have a right to criticize America, which some of them that's not even American. But I can see why the Indian guy Nervish was upset because once again, you know, Trump is hitting them Omega with those tariffs in India. Moody been hitting us on tariffs up to 200%. 200%. You know, that don't make me feel good. And then guess who made that happen from the left? You already know it. You know, so yeah, I like the channel like this though, because that means I know who my real supporters are, and I know who the fake ones are. You know, but like I said, because when they subscribe to me, I know who's who has been a real supporter. Omega says no, this is not the reason Islam positions two factors. One is women are valued as, yeah, you do got a point there, and men is two. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, half one, was it one third? Let me get my glasses on. Is that one half or one third? Look like one third. Yeah, one third. Yep, I see it. Yeah, so in Islam positions two factors. One, number one, women are valued at one third of men, which is true. Number two, they believe that any nation that will let a woman have power should be destroyed. That is correct. Yeah, that is correct. Yep. And that's in Islam, you know. Yeah, that's in Islam. You know, I got my reasons in regards to that as well. I ain't gonna go into that today right now, but yeah, but you're absolutely right about that, you know, and things. But yeah, man, this is what we're dealing with here, man. We are dealing with this type of stuff, man. We are unfortunately, but this is just all minority stuff, minor. It's nothing to be concerned about because once you have the ear of the people, that right there weighs in a lot. We have the ear of the people. This is why they voted for Ilhan and Rashida. Yeah, 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 yes, yeah. Rashida Tlaib. Isn't she Lebanese too? Omega. Unfortunately, she's in it. She's the congresswoman over the Wayne County area. Unfortunately, and the reason she got in there, as you already know, because There's a lot of Arabs in Dearborn Heights, um, alone in those areas. Hamtramck, Palestinian. Okay, okay, yeah, Palestinian. Okay, yeah, yeah. We got a small Palestinian group here as well too. So yeah, that's another thing, you know. And see, I'm not against people for their religion, what landmass they come from. This is not that. But the problem that I have is that when it comes back down to assimilating into American society, that's what we want you to do. And some of them do assimilate, just ask their children. If children are first, second, third generation, fourth generation, they come in here and a lot of them have assimilated very well. Well, they go to a American school, private school. English is going to be their mother's tongue. Arabic is going to be their second language. You know, in some of these households, they pretty much speak Arabic at home. You know, Omega says, I have an issue with the ideology. The ideology teaches not to assimilate. That's my problem with because Islam don't teach that they two are to assimilate at all. This is why a lot of people, truly, a lot of people in the world dislike people that are Arabs or follow Islam because the religion don't teach them how to get along and live around with their people. I believe he even said that go to war. What is it? The enemies of Islam and all this other stuff. You know, and it could be from the Hadith. You know, I'm not. I know it's something to do with that, Omega, but they were the ones that was also big up in slavery. They were saying slavery was okay. In fact, uh, in the 13th century, the Arabs, who you think they learned the slavery from, you know, when they invaded, what's that, Mansa Musa, the great, what is that, what's my history correct? Is it the Mali Empire and things like that? Yeah, the Arabs invaded, came in, and after they took down the generations of Mansa Musa, they stole the wealth out of Mali, ancient Ghana. They stole the wealth out of there, right? And things. And when they had the slaves, right, then they also castrate the men's genitals. So therefore, they have to worry about their slaves running up in the harems, and then they had them to guard the harem. They were already had an inferiority complex because the brothers Johnsons were bigger and hanging. You know what I'm saying? They can't have that. You know, so yeah. Omega says no. It is the Quran itself fights the infidel. That's what I was looking for. Infidel. That's right. The infidel until they proclaim there is no God but Allah, right? And Muhammad is his messenger. Yeah, that's why you hear him say it in the when they call for the prayer, the Ezan, right? When they say Allahu Akbar, they say Ashhadu alay ilah ilah. Ashhadu alay ilah ilah, right? Ashhadu but you know what I'm talking about. You hear it all the time, man. You know what I'm saying? They said there's no God but Allah, and Muhammad is his messenger. That's what they say when they say it in Ezan, right? You know what I'm saying? So yeah, but that's exactly what Muhammad is the prophet until they pray the Ezan. Yeah, I mean the is that supposed to say Isaiah? I thought it was the Ezan, the call for prayer. When they do the call for prayer, it's the Ezan, right? Because you hear it when you go. You already know. You hear it in Dearborn. You hear it over there in Hamtramck. 5 a.m. in the morning. Fajr prayer. Call for prayer. Fajr. So they do the Fajr prayer early in the morning, 5 a.m. Call to prayer. They got to pray 5 times a day. Throughout the day, they pray. Right? No extortion money. Okay. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Extortion money. Yeah. Okay, that's what that means. Yeah, Omega, you be teaching me stuff, man. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna say that I'm no religious scholar myself, man, but yes, it's quite interesting, man, with this thing, you know. Let's say Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Ashhadu alay Allah, Ashhadu alay Allah, Ashhadu alay Muhammad Rasulullah. Right? Yeah, that's what they say. Right? Mm-hmm. Which I had no problem with. I don't have any problem with that part of it though. But when you say to kill your infidel, and beat them in submission till they become, and we know the history of it because that's exactly what they did. Muhammad rolled out to a lot of these other nations, and he conquered quite a bit. You know what I'm saying? That's exactly what ended up happening. Because you go to Far East Asia, Indonesia, and so forth. If they, what is the old saying? They said, Omega, if they didn't hear the Ezan before they went to attack a village, if they heard the Ezan, then they wouldn't attack it. If they did not hear the Ezan, then they would go over there and attack the village at night. Raid, kidnap, grape. They grape them and then unalive anyone else, right? They did it over there in India as well. When Pakistan was all part, Bangladesh was all part of India. When they invaded India over there, what they call Pakistan today, right? They kidnapped the women, put them in their harem, and so forth, and they were forced to convert to Islam. Yeah, close enough. Yeah, thanks, Omega. I know a little something, something, right? you know. Yep. This is why the Punjabi had to come up. That's why they call themselves the warrior religion. Because the Punjabi were the ones that had to learn how to fight to protect. Because it was happening so much, they would invade their villages, kidnap their women, grape their women, and so forth. I mean, literally just throwing them over their shoulder and riding off with the women and loot the money and wealth and everything. That's literally what they did, all in the name of Islam. I mean, that's really what they pretty much did. Yeah, yeah, it's pretty deep. You know, you know what I'm saying. So yeah, man, it's yeah, it's something else, man. But yeah, if they didn't hear that Ezon, man, it was about to go down. You know, they heard that Ezon, they said, no, we can't attack this village. Omega says you are talking about the Sikh, yep, and the Punjets, right? Are generally respect. Yeah, yeah, that's exactly what I'm talking about. I pick enough of them up when we have these conversations. With them and everything. So yeah, um, yeah, the Punjets. Yeah, I know you told me that. Yeah, but yeah, Punjab, and all that. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man. So that's the thing about it, though, man. But yeah, but Ice, Ice is really doing their things, man. Ice, baby. Yeah, they really are doing their thing, though. And see, they are losing big. They think they out here winning, trying to fool the people. They're the ones that are losing big time, man. Ice, go ahead, Ice. Handle your business, Ice. It's Ice, ladies and gentlemen. It's Ice, baby. Yeah, I'm gonna have to make a special meme on that. Pull out Vanilla Ice, Omega. I know they had already done it though. Have the Ice agents break it out in a full-fledged musical. Yeah, can you imagine Ice in a musical? You know, have Ice in a musical with the Ice agents, and then have the protesters break out in a full chorus musical featuring Ice. That'd be something else, man. Omega says, speaking of you heard that Ice Cube. I heard about that, man. Man, I'm glad I was going to talk about that. Yeah, let's talk about it. Why not? It is related to Ice. Why not? So, ladies and gentlemen, what Omega just put down here in the text. Yeah, I meant to mention that. Yeah, this happened out there in Portland yesterday. Yeah, so Ice Cube was doing a tour. You know, he was doing a tour on this tour bus that read Ice Cube. Now, I mean, everybody heard of Ice Cube. This is cap. Everybody have heard of Ice Cube, right? It didn't say ice. It says Ice Cube. Anybody know who Ice Cube is? This is a guy from the rapping group NWA, as well as he's a big movie producer. Cube Vision, right? The one that brought us All About the Benjamin, Friday, Are We There Yet? He did a lot of movies, man. Ice Cube, you know, The Three Kings, right? I mean, you name it. This guy is a well-renowned, I mean, you know, but his tour bus, ladies and gentlemen, yesterday was brutally attacked by protesters. They damaged and attacked his tour bus, right? When it come to find out that that was Ice Cube's tour bus, not Ice, the police officer. See how dumb and stupid Ice is? It ain't that much of a generational talking about they don't know who Ice Cube is. Everybody knows who Ice Cube is. Everybody know. His name is synonymous to Ice Cube, right? Anybody know that. This is how dumb they are. You know, don't they? They don't. I bet you they ain't even apologize about it. What they gonna say? Omega said he should have had Ice on there at all. He should have just been called Cube Tour Bus instead of Ice Cube. Mm. Yeah, Omega. Thank you for bringing that up because I was gonna talk about that yesterday, but that's cool. They're losing, man. They said, damn, these people attacked the ICE bus. Jesse Brown says, times are moving. Not everyone knows him anymore. Yeah, but still, though, and I know, and I was waiting on you. I'm waiting on not you, but I was waiting on someone to bring that point up because that's true. You don't, everybody don't know who Ice Cube is, and that's true. But for the protesters, it said the tour bus says Ice Cube. It doesn't say Ice. Oh, man, damn. Oh my gosh. I'm curious though. Did the tour bus have Ice Cube's face on there? Do you know, Omega? That's also fair. But yeah, I'm just saying, I get your point, Jesse Brown. I do. Um, do you know Jesse or Omega? Do you guys know was Ice Cube's face on the tour bus? You know, it probably would probably not. You know what I'm saying? I don't think it probably was, right? Omega says Jesse Brown, it still does not excuse their ignorance. I know. He says, I don't know. But Jesse says, nope. I didn't know about this till I dropped in. Yeah, this happened yesterday because there was a big protest, you know, that went violent. Antifa was going to be there, and they showed up. I watched most of it. Right, it was a woman over there. What's her name? Called Honey Mom or something like that. She had really great audio. I mean, it looked like it was in 4K. The quality was excellent, but she streamed it from her phone. And she said that she's been attacked before by these so-called gentle protesters, right? Yeah, but at any event, I was watching her stream, and then I heard about Ice Cube's tour bus being attacked. So, like Omega says, it doesn't give it whether if it was ICE or not. It still don't give them the right to attack the bus because it could have been an ICE detention bus, but they didn't have the right to attack it. Because I mean, look at what they did. They did malicious damage to Ice Cube's tour bus. You know, I know you ain't advocating for it, but I'm just saying. I know you ain't advocating for it, but you make a good point though too. If we're going to talk about if it was Ice Cube or whatever, I realize a certain Generation Z, they would still know who he is. I'm gonna tell you why. Because there was a movie that came out about a year or so ago. I think it was 2023. It was called NWA. And this is me and the Mega's generation, Generation X. I don't know what your generation is, Jesse, but in any event, yeah, it was called NWA the movie. Ice Cube's son played Ice Cube. You know what I'm saying? So they would know because every time if I put on the song right now, F the Police, Generation Z would know it because of Ice Cube's son playing in that movie called NWA. But I still understand. I mean, I get it. You know, oh, it came out in 2016. Okay, right. Yeah, I know it, but I know it came out some. Okay, that's fair. That's fair. Omega, that's fair. Let me see here. Megas also says the leftists are so dumb they would attack an ice cream truck. I know who called it fascism. I know, right? Anything, I still don't want to see it. Omega says NWA movie came out in 2016. Yeah, they don't anything with ice on it. If I spray painted ice on the side of my car, they would attack it. Oh my goodness. They would attack it. Anything. We don't want to see nothing with ice on it. You're gonna attack it. Ice Cube, tour bus, we're gonna attack it. Because it had ice in it. Ice cream. We don't even want to see an ice cream truck because it got ice in it. Jesse says, I mean, Ice did make a make a taco food truck and and sat outside of a business. Yeah. They better not have ice on it because it will get this is a mentality though, right? Yeah, man. Sanctuary cities are crushing. They're losing the battle. Sanctuary cities are going down. You know, let me see. It just says I think they got 150 people. Yeah, yeah. The arrest is getting up even more and more and more, man. I heard there was a lot of arrests yesterday, man. Yeah, that's about right. You talking about in Portland, and then what about Chicago too? That's another sanctuary city. Used to be, used to be though. They still try to hold down the fort with they phony manufactured people talking about they are fighting against fascism and all this other stuff, man. Where it's leading violence. Oh man. Man, it's just bad, man. Ice anything. Shoot, I put ice on my front plate, man. You guys ever watch that funny guy that has the Trump sign up. He hides behind the Trump sign. So they walk over there and tear it down, and then he hit him with a paintball that look like shit. I don't know what it is. It might be mud or something. But I mean, he get him real good. I'll be cracking up. Jesse Brown says, this was early on, like months ago. Funny though, Latinos loving tacos. Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, the taco thing, it's ridiculous. Oh yeah, the stupid woman that says that we don't, if you are supporting Trump and MAGA, you don't deserve to eat tacos. You shouldn't be eating tacos. We won't sell to you, and all this other stuff. How about if I don't? How about if I say that I don't even? I don't have to say anything and wear no MAGA thing. I'm still gonna get my tacos, even though I still support MAGA. Oh yeah, that was wild. You remember that one? Yeah, that's exactly what happened. Yeah, that stupid woman made that stupid. It just they don't even think, man. They don't, especially with most women, they don't think for what they say. They just say it. It just felt like good to say at the moment. They always in their feelings. Always say what's on their feelings instead of thinking with your head on before you say something. Right? It's called logic, common sense. Yeah, it's called common sense. Oh man, that's funny, man. Yeah, stupid woman saying that wild stuff about the taco and everything like that. I'm still gonna get my tacos. Ain't no MAGA person that gets some damn tacos. Megan says tacos are Tex-Mex, American food. Mexican tacos are literally smaller, but look nothing like Taco Bell. Yeah, that is true. Yeah, that is true though. Yeah, because we go to Southwest Detroit right now, Mega, and we'll get the real thing though. You know the double taco shell in there, the soft taco, hard taco. They put the real flank steak in there and stuff. It doesn't have no cheese on it. The cheesy stuff is Tex-Mex. I'm sorry, Jesse Lee. Jesse Brown says it's fine. I like my culture food. I don't need no soul food, no Southern cooking. I got pizza and gyros. Yeah, yeah, I understand that. Yeah, it's all good, man. Yeah, I know you. Yeah, and like I said, I like your culture food. Me and the Mega both like it. Even when I lived in Phoenix, man, I had those elotes and stuff like that too. Man, that was a when I first saw that, I didn't know what that was, man. When I touched down in Phoenix, I was over here looking. I thought it was ice cream at first, but it wasn't. The guy rolls up, looked like a ice cream truck, but I mean not a truck, but it's like a one of those push cart things that you pedal, right? Old school ice cream like that, right? So everybody coming up when they had a song going on and everything, Mexican Hot Dance song coming on, everybody reaching in there, and then it's a corn on a stick with mayonnaise and seasonings on it, right? hmm So when I first saw that, I was like, "Whoa, wow, man, that's." And then it actually tastes pretty darn good in the elote. Yep, those elotes. And I like the other stuff you talk about too. You say need no soul food, no Southern cooking. Yeah, man, we grew up on soul food and Southern cooking, man. Ooh, man, some good old greens, collards. Oh man, you just can't eat it every day, man. Which I don't. Every now and then, but not all the time. Mm-mm. But so rich food, man, real rich. Hoppin' Johns, red beans and rice, collards as you heard me mention. Oh man, don't talk about the pork, which I don't eat pork, but don't talk about the pork, man. Pulled pork and all the rest of this stuff they got, barbecue, ribs, right? Man, they got that's the Southern cooking for you. I tell you, man, Southern cooking, yeah. But yeah, Jesse Brown, Omega Man, yeah. That's the thing about it though, man. So yeah, we are getting our country back though, man. We really are. So things are going back to normalcy. Yeah, we ain't got to worry about woke. We ain't got to worry about DEI. We ain't got to worry about the weaponization of LGBTQ. We don't have to worry about any of that fashion stuff. Omega says, fun fact, fried chicken is Scottish. Deep fried breaded chicken is the first came into fashion in Scotland in the late 1700s. I did not know that, man. Did not know that. I did not know that at all, man. I know fried chicken had to come from somewhere. And here we are thinking that the Colonel was throwing down. Somebody predated the Colonel and black folks. And that was over there in Scotland, man. Isn't that something? In the late 1700s. Yeah. I wonder what it would have. Does it taste anything like it tastes now? Probably not very good. It'd probably be real light and bland on the seasonings. Neat fact, Jesse Brown. I mean, yeah, Jesse Brown says neat fact. Yeah, neat fact. Yeah, that's a fact. That's a fact. Yeah, sure is. That's a fact. Yeah. Yeah, man. Yeah, I did not know that about fried chicken though, man. I am a foodie though, for obvious reasons, man. A foodie. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So other than that though, yeah, they have some Antifa burgers. Yeah. Can you imagine? Um, have a food truck called Antifa, wearing the black fatigues and the mask. Omega says Sanders is Germanic Scots name, so Colonel Sanders may be cooking from his ancestry. Yeah, you could have a fact about that. Yeah, Germanic Scots. Yeah, yeah. Everybody loves KFC. I used to work for KFC too, man. A long time ago. Jesse Brown says he was a passionate man. Yeah, I don't know what he was like in or whatever, but I remember watching those old or those old KFC where they used to have him kind of hanging around before he died. Those, you know what I'm saying? Jesse Brown says he went into a random store and started cooking. Is that what happened? Anything I see with random in it, I just random eat, I random drive, I do everything random, you know. I even do my lives randomly, you know. Yeah, it's just everything in my life is random, you know. Yeah. Jess Brown says, and so the company kind of distanced themselves from him. Yeah, the story that I heard is that yeah, in which he didn't appreciate. Yeah, because they ended up who was that? Pillsbury, Pepsi. Yeah, they own KFC. KFC is owned by Pepsi and Pillsbury for sure, which also owns Pizza Hut. I think it's Taco Bell. Yeah, they're a big conglomerate, man. They all are under the same umbrella. Omega says, well, I live in Corbin, Kentucky. Okay. I lived in Corbin, Kentucky, where the hotel, I heard about that hotel. He used to cook in, right? Became the first restaurant, and it's now a museum. Yeah, I heard about that hotel. It was a hotel over there in Kentucky. Yep, and that's where he used to cook. He came up with the 11 herbs and spices. Yeah, was he really a colonel? Or is that just a nickname they called him? Was he really Colonel Sanders? Did he used to run the Confederacy? Was he a colonel in the Confederacy? I wonder. Oh, it's just a nickname. Okay, yeah, I know, right? Colonel Sanders, you know. Yeah. Yeah, I heard that he started it off of his retirement money because he didn't get his success until he was like well up in his 60s, man. I think 60s or so. He didn't really come into prominence until later in his life, you know, about Colonel Sanders, you know. Mega says they even have a chicken festival in Kentucky around at least 2 weeks of July. It was a nickname. Okay, I kind of figured that. Yeah, that makes sense to have a chicken festival. You know. Yeah. I wonder, does KFC taste better in Kentucky versus anywhere else? Yeah, I kind of wonder about that. Y'all think it tastes better? It's all the same. Yeah, yeah, that is true. It's all the same. Did y'all like the old KFC or the modern KFC? Those, oh yeah. For those that have been around for a while, what do you think? Jesse Brown says if you can get chickens, you should. You should. They're dumb. A little bird that makes you smile. I know they can't fly though. People do like them. They do be looking tripped out to me. The chickens and stuff though, man. You know, I be seeing them walking around. I do a lot of rides out in the countryside because we got a lot of farms here in Michigan too. The silos, the barns, and everything. Cows, chickens, sheep, horse, pigs, you name it. You know. Yeah, they do got to look out for the chicken hawk though. They be out there. They be out there waiting to swoop, swoop. You know. Yeah, yeah, swoop, swoop on them. You know. Yeah, them chicken hawks, man. Swoop, swoop. You know. Shoot. But yeah, but that's one of those type of things, though, man. You know, Omega says in Corbin, they test market new recipes, and if you are a hit, then okay, they'll send it to all of the restaurants. Oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense, though, Omega, to have a test kitchen to be able to roll stuff out. I miss the old Chicken Little sandwiches. Omega, you remember the Chicken Littles? The Chicken Little sandwiches, they were very, very good, man. Chicken Littles and stuff. Like now they have the other chicken sandwich, which I don't like very much. And what was the big deal of people going crazy over those Popeyes chicken? What was up with that? Y'all remember that? Popeyes chicken? What was up with that, man? What was up with people going absolutely? We already know it was a certain community group that acted, you know what, fool over the chickens, over Popeye's chicken sandwich. And I've never been a fan of pickle on a chicken sandwich. What's up with that? A pickle on a chicken sandwich? on a burger, but not on no chicken sandwich. You know what I'm saying? To me, it don't even make a good combination. Yeah, Jess Brown says, I found out um, I found out they used to have KFC all okay, you could eat buffets. I did not know that. It's probably a good thing I didn't know nothing about that either. All you can eat KFC chicken joints. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, if you're coming in right now, yeah, right now we're talking about Colonel Sanders. You know, the legend of Colonel Sanders, man, you know. Shout out to Colonel Sanders, you know. Yeah. But yeah, it's one of those things. So which one y'all prefer? Popeyes or KFC or churches if you're in the hood? Which one y'all like the best? I gotta know. Churches, you gotta get them on a certain day. My friend, I was gonna say, my friend Dwight always told me that you always want. He said, Tony, you always want to get it on the Tuesday. I said, yeah, that makes a lot of sense, man. I got to get it on a Tuesday. Omega says they also test in Osaka, Japan. There are a lot of things in Japanese KFC that are not available in the U.S. Pickles on chicken is a Alabama, Mississippi thing. I'm okay with it. Chicken biscuit. Yeah, the chicken biscuit. Yeah, a lot of people in the South do like the biscuit. You know, that biscuit is something though. Yeah, we like, especially with honey. Honey and chicken goes together, man. Just like mashed potatoes and gravy. It's something you can't go wrong when you got honey and a biscuit and some chicken on it. You know. Omega says Bengalese is greater than Popeyes. Oh, I'm sure though. They got that spicy hot chicken though, don't they? I'm sure though. There's a place that I know of in Ypsilanti called Malu's. At least, yeah, yeah. Omega says LOL. Yeah, they got some spicy ass chicken though. Talking about Nashville hot. Talk about Hattie B's, man. The most I ever had it was Omega. Every chicken spot got spicy chicken though. Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, there's a lot of chicken spots. And you go to Nashville, they have them. The Nashville hot. Yeah, they really have it, man. There's something about that hot spiciness, man. You know, but I like spicy. It's hard to find churches spicy. You can get Popeyes spicy. You know what I'm saying? There's some places I know that's even spotted hotter than that. Like Omega said, the Bengalis, yeah, they got some hot stuff, man. If you ever had their stuff, you know their stuff gonna be hot. I'm talking about fire hot, Indian hot. I can't do Indian hot, man, because you have to go to the hospital, man. You know, you got to start off small and work your way up. But I'm okay. I ain't gonna work my way up. Most I can handle is medium. You know what I'm saying? Because you know, yeah. Chuck sucks. Yeah, churches sucks. Yeah, I know church super sucks too. I know churches sucks. Hands down, it's Banganese. Yeah, Bengalis. You talking about for the people from well, what they called people from Bangladesh, the Bangladeshi. Yeah, Jess Lee says I'm a bitch. Anything past media, running my food. Yeah, ruining my food. Yeah, when it goes past media, man. You know what I'm saying? Because it can hurt your stomach. You got to go to the bathroom and stuff, man. It could be a pretty bad. It could be a pretty bad thing, though. You know. hmm Yeah, it could be a pretty bad thing. That's one of those type of things, man. You know, with the spice and then Thai food, man. Thai food is even hotter than Indian food, man. Ooh, man, you gotta be. I love Thai food, but to handle Thai hot, man. Jess Brown says my bus driver for my second grade, second school brought us churches once. Only one time I ever had it. Okay, wow. Oh, really? Oh, you had churches only once? It is greasy. A lot of people don't like it. If you're in the hood and that's all you got, you catch churches on the right day, it could be good, which is on a Tuesday. Mega says, I eat Thai food hot, drink milk, or don't eat spicy when you are very hungry. Yeah, you right about that. Mm. Jess Brown says, no, like secondary school. That's college. I was a problem child. Okay, secondary school. Okay, yeah, I'm sorry, secondary school, right? Okay, no, not like secondary school. I was a problem child. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Some of us were, problem child. It's all good. Yeah, man, I tell you, man, there's some good old chicken when it's hot outside, summertime. That's synonymous with a good can. If you're from the Michigan area, with a good can of red Fago soda pop. Mega says one chip challenge is laughable. I know, right? The angry Whopper was slightly irate. Okay, and yeah, irritated and not really hungry. I mean, not really angry. I eat habanero cheese and many foods. Yeah, habanero. Yeah, yeah. You talk about that angry Whopper? I never had the angry Whopper. How angry was the angry Whopper, Omega? I remember the chip challenge. I never did that foolishness either. I wasn't about to do that and get jacked up. Yeah, but the angry chip challenge ain't no joke. But you saying the angry Whopper was uh, up there a little bit, probably because of habanero cheese on there. Jess Brown says, my family from Michigan. Uncle owns a industrial city block. Okay. Okay. Yeah, you got family here in Michigan? That's what me and Omega is. Yeah, we over here. Yeah. Omega says it was slightly irritated. Okay. Slightly though. Yeah. I wasn't angry. I laughed at the chip challenge because I ate a lot of spicy food. Yeah, 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 I know that's right. Because you do build up a heat tolerance. I wonder how many Schofield units there are in some of these peppers. You can Google it, but habanero, ghost pepper, Carolina Reaper, Scotch bonnet. Yeah, Jess Brown says we're all in Florida or Michigan. Yeah, it's one or the other. You're right about that. There's a lot of Floridians that are Michiganders at the same time. They're irritated. Yeah, man, because it's like the heat. It just keeps building up in your mouth. The more you resist, the more it starts heating up. And don't drink nothing besides dairy like milk. It's just going to irritate it and make the situation worse. And it just get hotter. And I don't know, for some reason, it gets hotter and hotter and hotter. It just don't take breaks and just cooling down hot. It just keeps going up. And that's why I won't try the Carolina Reaper. They don't call it the Carolina Reaper for nothing. You know, yeah. Omega says I also had some sauce that was over. Yeah, oh yeah. Wow, 500,000 Schofields, and made people look at me like I was insane. Right. However, my face felt pretty warm afterwards. I know it. I know it did. Yeah, man. I know you did. You'll be so high if you can't find no water, man. You be looking at the toilet or the sink for some help. That only makes it worse, though. It don't even make it better. It makes it worse. Everybody know that you're supposed to use like dairy and stuff like that, a thing of milk. Isn't that funny, man? Having a whole thing, a half a gallon of milk next to you when you're doing the chip challenge or whatever. Yeah. Mm, mm, mm. Your whole rectum will be on fire. Trying to use the bathroom, it's just shitting fire, man. That's horrible. Yeah, Omega says surprisingly, wine helps. I did not know that. There you go. Omega said wine helps, ladies and gentlemen. So next time if you take something by accident or intentionally, you may, before looking at the milk, you may want to look at your favorite wine. Any wine to do, you know, that'll help. That's what he says. I did not know. Jess Brown says, good to know. Yeah, knowing is half the battle. G.I. Joe. G.I. Joe. Yeah, yeah. Oh, man. Yeah. Yeah, man. But that's the thing about it, man. Yeah, those peppers, man, they are hot. They just keep getting just heat up. But I think the Carolina Reapers is the hottest, according to the Schofield units. Omega says you can prevent the ring of fire. Don't eat spicy on a completely empty stomach. Eat an appetizer first. Yeah, like those jalapeno poppers. I know jalapenos, man. Most of us can eat those without a problem at all. You just got a little bit of heat, but not a whole lot of heat until you start going up towards the habanero. You got the Scotch bonnet too that heats up. Those are the Jamaican peppers. Scotch bonnet. Yeah, eating the Scotch bonnet. Man, talk about hot. I got the Scotch bonnet pepper. I mean the actual pepper powder. I don't use the my friend used to grow them before he passed away. Yeah, he used to grow Scotch bonnet, Carolina Reapers, ghost peppers. Yeah, man, he used to grow them. Yeah. Maybe one of these days I probably start growing some peppers. Because I'm not even gonna touch the Carolina Reapers though. Yeah. Any of you would do the Carolina Reaper challenge? Who would do the Carolina Reaper challenge? Just one Carolina Reaper. Just one. Yeah. I would love to like to send some of these protesters to the table and have them to eat some Carolina Reapers. You gotta eat the whole thing though too. Without no milk. Oh man. Talking about burning up. Yeah. Oh man, that'd be horrible. Yeah. For those that are coming into the room, we're talking about the hottest peppers. Yeah. Omega says, I've eaten one. Nowhere near as hot as that sauce. Yeah, the sauce is the boss, man. The sauce is the boss. And we ain't talking about no Tabasco sauce or a Tallulah sauce. I love me some Tallulah sauce too. Yep, Tallulah sauce. Yep. Yeah, that's some good stuff there, man. Some good stuff. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead on and get myself back on this road. I gotta get on this Fury Road, man. Yep. Got to get on this Fury Road again, man. A man and his machine out here on the open road. Yeah. The Fury Road, ladies and gentlemen. hmm Yeah, but yeah, that is something else, man. Yeah. I didn't really see we don't have no ICE detention centers here in Michigan, in Detroit anyway. But if we did, I'll be out here streaming it. If we did, Omega says my mistake is the sauce is 5 million Schofield, right? Not 5K. Wow, Carolina Reaper is 1.6 million. That's too hot though, man. That's why they call it the Carolina Reaper. I wouldn't do that in a chip challenge no day of the week. No. Uh-uh. Nope. I wouldn't be able to do it. I'm just being really real with y'all. I would not be able to do that. I cannot handle that level of heat tolerance. When the Schofield units get even way over 500K, we're looking at that serious hospital. That's called send me to the emergency, please. The emergency ward, man. Stat, because that can cause some serious situations, you know. For those with constitutions, I suggest that you do not do that. Do not mess with the Carolina Reaper. Because the name Reaper, you know what that means. Because it will make you see the Reaper. We ain't got time for that. Mm-mm. 1.3 million Schofield units. That's hot, beyond hot. That's insane hot. Mm, mm, mm. Carolina Reaper. What about the 5 alarm chili, where you have a habanero pepper? Habanero pepper. You also have ghost pepper, Carolina Reaper, and Scotch bonnet. The 5 alarm chili. Boy, if you had all that in your chili, I don't know who would be able to eat it, to be honest. Because somebody be in serious trouble. They have to take the 5 alarm chili challenge. They do have them. They do have them, ladies and gentlemen. But I am not, no. I would not be able to do it. Nope, not the 5 alarm, 4 alarm, no. Omega says, I've eaten it. The 5 alarm is just under 9. I like how Omega says that. It's just under 900,000 Schofields. No, it's not. Scovilles, yeah. Yep, Schofield. Scovilles, yeah, exactly. Leave it to me. I can butcher a word, man. But you know what I meant. Yeah, 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 I can't deal with that. No. Mm-mm. That's too hot. That's too hot, man. Too hot. I throw in the towel, ladies and gentlemen. That's too hot for me. Yeah. I know when to walk away from a good fight. I know when to hold them and know when to fold them, Mm-hmm. Yeah. You got to know when to fold them, know when to hold them. And ain't that the song? Know when to run and know when to, it's something with the rest of that song. Yeah. Was that Willie Nelson? Yeah. Yeah. Bold what they did with Willie, you know? Them taxes, man. Them taxes to get you. Just ask Willie Nelson, man. Them taxes will get you, boy. Yeah. I tell you, man. Yeah. Yeah, man. So, yeah, that's mainly it. Go ahead on and buckle on up. The Angry Rob Whopper is probably topped out at about 9,000, which is slightly hotter than the habanero. I can handle a ghost. I hate ghost pepper before. You know what I'm saying? I have ghost pepper, but not in its full solid state. If it's in cheese or something, cheese is dairy, so it kind of cools it down a little bit. Straight habanero, Eating it like you eat a pickle, can't do that. No, can't do it like that. Nope, can't do it. Yeah, man. So other than that, man, yeah, I'm just over here, man, about to get ready to head back on out, man. It's been nice and it's been real talking to you guys today. We already cooked. I already cooked the DMs. I cooked the DMs so many much. They so darn cooked, man. It ain't even fun talking about them no more. They're overcooked, ladies and gentlemen. Overcooked. Well overcooked. You know? Don't even talk about those guys. But yeah, man, I appreciate y'all, man, coming on this live and everything, man. You guys have been good. Yeah, you've been good, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. Mainly gentlemen. I don't have too many ladies these days. Where the ladies at? Where the ladies at? Ladies, where y'all at? Where the ladies at? I'm looking for the ladies. Somebody tell me where the ladies at. Where my ladies at, I'm looking for the ladies, you know? Anybody know where the ladies is at? Well, I'm over here looking for the ladies. I ain't had no ladies in my room. Where the ladies at? Ladies, where are y'all? Huh? Where the conservative ladies at? Tell me I love you, some random guy. Yeah, where y'all at? To the ladies in the place with style and grace. Where y'all at? Oh man. Yeah. Yeah. Tony, can't you see? Somehow your words just hypnotize me. I just love your jazzy ways. Oh man, yeah, yeah. Megan says, "Where is Sherry?" Sometimes she posts. She always don't seem to catch me and stuff. Yeah, cause she's up here in Michigan. Yeah, she's way over there in where is that place at? I ain't gonna tell her location, but yeah, she's further north. I haven't heard from her though, Omega. I have not heard from. I haven't heard from Sherry. Sherry, Sherry, lady. Sherry, Sherry, lady. Nope. I haven't heard from her, man. Yep, Sherry. If you could hear us, you should drop in on the room sometimes. I miss seeing your name come up on over there. You know. Yeah. I gotta have some balance with some of the females. Y'all come on too, cause I don't want to have nobody thinking I'm one of these He-Man woman hating clubs. I got a lot of women friends actually. I sure do. I do. Yep, I sure do. You know. Yeah, it's been a while though. When has Sherry? Yeah, Sherry been hiding. Well, she do gotta keep a low profile though, especially if she over here talking about anything MAGA, which I know she don't, cause she's not even. Sherry is not even she's not even a far right wing. She's not even that. She's more of a moderate person. She's not even rolling like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, Sherry's not even rolling like that. But she got to be careful because anything towards Trump, they will attack her. They usually like going after low hanging fruit first, though. She'll get it way before I get it. Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah. I see what you sent me. I'm gonna have to check that out once I get finished driving here. I gotta go, man. It's heating up out here, man. Woo, woo. Boy, it's starting to heat up, man. My phone is getting hot too, man. Woo, it's getting hot. Woo, boy, it's getting hot out here, man. It's getting hot in here. Man, it's getting hot, man. Yep. Yeah, remember those old classic Nelly? Yeah. Yeah, even Nelly, man. Even Nelly is a Trump supporter. Yep, Nelly. I know he is. I got a lot of respect for Nelly too, man. Yeah. Yep, Nelly, boy. Nellyville. One of my favorite CDs. Nellyville. Yeah. Country Grammar. Yeah, he was flowing, man. Yeah. How about Angele, mommy, how about what's popping tonight? Yeah, yeah. Nelly was good, man. It said 75-degree weather in Utica. Yeah, that's about right, man. Cause that's what I'm showing here, man. 77 degrees here. Ooh, man, hot, 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 hot. Yeah, you got 79 degrees. Excuse me. You're even hotter than where I am. Boy, that's hot. Yeah, yeah, man. Yeah, I'm gonna have to start talking about the passport bros again, y'all. I'm gonna have to start bringing them back up. Yeah, we're gonna have to start talking about the passport bros. Yeah, we gotta start doing it. Yeah, Mega Man, I'm really impressed with your pronunciation of Japanese, the phonetic of it all, man. The phonetics. Yeah, man, you really have the Japanese accent down. That's a beautiful thing. Yeah, but I am gonna revisit it. Yeah, I do like the culture too. I never lived in. I never been over there, and I mean, can you imagine though? Too. Thank you for the like. I appreciate it. Can you imagine though living over there in the society? Because they are so different from American society, man. I mean, the things we do over here, it would raise an eyebrow or two in Japan culture, Japanese culture. It would raise an eyebrow just with the talking on the bus alone or train. It's a no-no not to speak while traveling, not to be of a disturbance. No sound. It's amazing to me, man. That's amazing. You know, yeah, this is what the people like, nice and crowded, and then they packing me in like sardines too. Yeah, they packing me in like sardines too, man. They really do, man. They really gotta go. If they gotta be put into a bus or I'm sorry, a subway train or whatever, they packing me in like sardines. The guy come out. It's so funny how he be doing it, but he makes sure they all squeeze in there. You know what I'm saying? You gonna be up on people. Hey Omega, you remember they outlawed that thing called cheeking? Yeah, cheeking. You know, yeah, Omega know what that is. Yeah, it ain't funny. It's not funny, but yeah, it's just the way that the word. I wonder why did they pick that word for for the yeah, cheeky. Yeah, they outlawed that a while back. And this is a term in the Japanese society where women were getting groped on the subway train. It was happening so much that it finally got outlawed not too long ago. So, yeah, one of those type of things unfortunately happened. You know, nothing like that would ever fly over here in America because I'm gonna tell you, there'd be some guys that would step up and kick somebody's. You know what? If they catch them in their presence doing that kind of mess. You know what I'm saying? Let's keep it real. Yeah, it wouldn't fly over here on that type of stuff. There would be no groping of women on no bus or no train in the presence of a man. Mm-mm. A real man. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, boy. Man, it feels good to stretch, y'all. Yeah, yeah. Taking my break and things, but gotta get something to drink. Gotta keep hydrated, man. Yeah, make sure y'all keep your fluids in you. You don't want to be out here being dehydrated. Yeah, yeah, man. Yeah, you've been over there, man. That's one thing I can put my hat up to you, though, nigga. You've been over there, though. I have a friend that's been over there too. Yeah, Roppongi, Japan. Yeah, Omega, Roppongi. What you know about Roppongi women? Yeah, that Roppongi. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep, it's all good. Man, I was drinking on some organic apple cider vinegar yesterday. Boy, it sure was good, man. I enjoyed it. Yeah. I'm up here in the store, y'all. Hold on for a minute. Over here walking in the store. Let's see here. There we go. Yeah, it's down here on the floor right now, y'all. Yeah. Aviation Battalion, Air Traffic Controller. Yeah, that's what's up, man. Yep, that's what's up. Yeah, one thing about it though, that's kind of like one of my regrets of not joining the military when I had an opportunity. It's just one of those type of things. But other than that, yeah, that's one of my regrets, not being in the military. 'Cause you have a lot of opportunity. Yep. Just came in here to grab a couple of little things before I head on out of here. Boy, boy, boy. Mm, yeah. That's one thing about the pizza at Whole Foods is pretty darn good, y'all. Pretty darn good. Yeah, nigga, that's one of the things about it, man. At least you had that experience being in the military, though, man. You know, yeah, that's one of those things. So, yeah, I see if I was in there right now, boy. Mm-hmm. Boy, I'd be loaded up. You know, hopefully I don't have to have you know, uh, post traumatic syndrome. Yeah, those army movies. Platoon, Full Metal Jacket, one of my favorites. One of my favorites. It's not long. Something like this. Airborne, 2013. It was renamed as the U.S. Aviation Battalion, Japan. Oh, okay. That's what's up right there. See what I got here on the conveyor belt, y'all. You see that? We got dehydrated out here. That's real cool, baby. Mm-hmm. And the water's here. Yeah. You gotta stay dehydrated. You gotta stay hydrated. Not dehydrated, but hydrated. You know? Yeah. That's a lot cooler. Cold here in check out right now. Yeah. Got my water and stuff. Gotta stay hydrated. Mhm. Over here at the supermarket. Uh-uh. Yeah, I appreciate it. Thank you. Over here at the checkout. At the handle my business. I'm going back on the road. Yeah. See if we can find some, try to find the ice. You know, yeah, hopefully, y'all know that. Okay. Mm-mm. Okay. You want me to check it out? All right, you take care. You too. Yeah, so on my way out now, guys. On my way out of the store. Yeah. Whole Foods. Where it takes you all of your money, whole money, at Whole Foods. It's a ripoff, like Omega says. It's a ripoff. Let's go ahead and find the ICE facility. All right, we're on our way to the ICE facility. I'm just kidding. Can you imagine, Omega, if we had one here? Yeah, yeah, I'm just kidding. Yeah, the line would be blowing up. Moped, can you imagine if I had my full Omega gear? And Megan, you know I'm gonna have to have my thing on me too. And Megan, I'll be telling them back off. One of my magazines can hold 12 rounds. Hey, Megan, can you imagine me telling those protesters to back off? Oh man, yeah, that'd be something else, man. Telling them behind to back off and stuff. While they study advancing though, Megan, they'll steady be advancing. While I'm telling them back off. Oh man, man, man. Isn't that funny, man? Ooh, that's funny, funny, funny. Let me see here. I done got caught up in so much I forgot where I parked at. It's around here somewhere. Yeah. Oh, there it is. Right in front of me. Yeah. Yeah, Megan, that'll be something else, man. Yeah. Walking up. Yeah, man. Yeah. Ooh, man, man, man. Mm. Ooh, boy, boy, boy. It's hot. It's hot. Ooh, boy, it's hot outside. Yep, it's hot. Oh, man. Yep, it's hot outside. Oh, man. It ain't cold, it's hot. Let me see. Omega says, the Lord was telling them and 45 top lane. Oh, yeah. Is that the name of your thing? Is Dolores? Everybody got a name on it. Is that what it is? Is Dolores? You know? That's a nice name if it is, if you call it that. Yep, Dolores. Mm-hmm. I ain't mad at Mm-hmm. Oh, man. Let's go out here and make it happen. Yep. Yeah, we got to get some ends, man. Yep. I'm still behind. Yep. And pay one bill, I got to pay another one. Damn. Yeah, somebody from the USMC, the Marine Corps, Fly Marines. That's what's up. There's a hungry kind of feeling, dun, 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 and every day it grows. Oh, that's an Army one. How about a few good men? We the few. Yep. The Marines. Yep. A few good men. Yep. The Leathernecks. The Devil Dogs. The first in battle. The few, the proud, the Marines. The Marine Corps, you know. I sure was almost going to join the Marines, though, man. I don't know about becoming in the first 100, getting my dress blues for free. But, Sergeant, you know. Mm-hmm. Yep. Yep. So, yeah, other than that, Omega, I'm about to go ahead and shut this live down, man. Get back to work. I appreciate all y'all coming on. We already talked about ICE. This is the ending of the video. Already talked about ICE. You know, already, said what I needed to say about those guys and things like that. And the wonderful, peaceful protesters that never bothered anyone. Yeah, we talked about them too. So, yeah, they never, Oh, man. Yeah, but other than that, though, ladies, always remember, when you fear the government, it's tyranny. When the government is afraid of you, it's liberty. Liberty over tyranny. And that's going to be my ending message from now on in. Liberty over tyranny. Do not be afraid of your government.
You're supposed to make your government accountable. Starts at the local level, right? I'm gonna try to get what's his name, Richard Mack, the actual sheriff. I'm gonna do an actual reaction to one of his videos because I want you guys to know how powerful the sheriffs are. And saying the sheriff wields a lot of power in some of y'all counties, in some of your states, and they don't wield so much power no more because of the liberal left in certain blue states. But we're gonna do a reaction to his video, and then therefore I'm gonna let him tell it in his own words. Other than that, I appreciate you guys for being on. Have a wonderful day, Omega, Judge Brown. I'll see y'all later. Hopefully I get Sherry on here. Mrs. Sherry lady. Oh yeah. AS. Yeah, you got. Yeah, I got your text message there, Omega. Yep. I'm gonna respond to you, man. Okay, Monty Gray, shut it down. You guys have a wonderful day. Peace. And don't forget to subscribe and like. I appreciate it, guys. Please like this video, share it with other people. All right, bye now.